So in this video we're going to look at how to create a quick walkthrough rendering, and as you can see I've added a lot of trees and other elements into the scene. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating a walkthrough. It's quite easy, the same way that we did in Enscape. It's not a keyframe animation per se, but it's quite similar to what the animation was in Enscape. So let's see how we can do that. To start off, you need to select a frame where you want to start the animation, and then go to this icon here on the right side. This says movie, so click on movie and it takes you to this ribbon where you can add your scene. So this is the scene that I'm going to create, so I'm going to record. So once you go to the scene, you can start recording, and this is how you start recording. In order to record, you need to add keyframes, like the same way that we did with Enscape. You start adding keyframes. So the first keyframe is going to be here. I've added that, and then I'm going to use my keyboard keys to move inside to a place where I'm going to make some change. Or if I need a keyframe, gonna add that keyframe wherever I think it's necessary. I can move the mouse and figure out a good place to have a keyframe. I'm gonna have a keyframe here just because it's an important place where we go inside the house. Then I'm gonna go a little bit inside like so, and then I'm gonna raise my camera just a bit using my middle mouse button. I'm raising it, and then I'm gonna add a keyframe there, and I'm gonna scroll to this side just a bit just to see the outside, what the outside looks like. I'm gonna add a keyframe there, and gonna add a keyframe. I'm gonna look to the other side as well and add a keyframe there to this point, and add a keyframe there by pressing this plus button here. Then I'm gonna come back here to the middle and position my camera in a way that it leads to the bathroom. So I'm going to add a keyframe again here, and then I'm going to make my way to the bathroom like so, and I'm going to add a keyframe there, and I'm going to look to this side to show my closet. I'm going to look to the other side. I'm using my right mouse button to look around, and maybe I want to take a look at the bath, so I'm just going to tilt it a bit. There's a little bit of grass. We shouldn't have probably had that one. That's okay. And then I'm going to rotate around again. Come around to this point and add a keyframe there, and position my camera, then come to that point and add a keyframe. And that's my animation, at least the first part of my animation. So I'm gonna finish by clicking this check mark here, and you have your animation, and you can see what the animation looks like by pressing play, and it's going inside. So it seems very seamless, and looking around the place, as you can see. And I go into the bathroom, and that's it. So it's showing the space on what you have in the space. So you can go back and change the camera positions and all that if you wanted to. And then I turn around and make my way outside, and that's it. And I have my lights and everything showing up. And then what I can do is I can add a new clip as well. So let's say I want to go inside, right? So what I can do is I can add a new recording, and I'm gonna go inside for that. And what I'm gonna do is there we go. I'm gonna make this show it like that, and then I'm gonna add a keyframe here, and I'm gonna move my camera to this point and add a keyframe, and I can increase the clip's length, so 7 seconds, 8 seconds, so it's gonna be maybe 6 seconds would be enough. Let's see what that looks like. So kind of a pan across the room just to show different furniture and elements in the room. Maybe I need I need it to be higher. Maybe the camera needs to be somewhere like there. Yeah, that's okay, I think. And I'm gonna say yes to that. And I have two clips here. So this is the first clip, then that's the second clip, and maybe I can add another clip. So I'm gonna go into the bathroom. Let's go into the bathroom. Go into the bathroom like that, and maybe do a slight, just a bit closer, and add one there, and do a pan. Oop. Not so much. There. Okay. And that's going to be the other clip, and that's going to be about 5 seconds, and that's that. And that's those are my 3 clips that I have, and everything's going to be attached together, so that's fine. And what I can do is I can add custom styles as well. So if I select it, I can go here and add different styles. I can do a color sketch, and things like that. I'm gonna leave it as it is, and I can add effects as well. As you can see, you have sun effects, you have weather effects. You can make it rain, you can have different type of sky, you can add objects, you can add camera blurs and stuff like that. You can add artistic effects, outlines, and you can try these things and see what it looks like. Let's do this blueprint because I kind of like this particular effect. I'm not going to add it to the first one. Let's add it to the second one. I'm going to go into effects and then add blueprint to that. And then you need to make some changes to how it looks like. There you go. And so the blueprint, it looks very drafty, and that's what I want. So the grid scale, I can make it look like that. And one of the cool things that you can do with it is you can animate this to become the actual material. So I like that effect. So once that's done, once you have the clips, all you need to do is say render movie, and that's gonna render your movie together. And frames per second, I'm gonna have it as 25, and good quality is fine, and HD. I can do HD if I wanted to. Let's do HD. That's okay. And I'm gonna save it in my 3ds Max folder. I'm gonna say final movie and let it render. And it's gonna take a while to render, but essentially once you're finished, you'll have your completed walkthrough rendering of your little cottage, and that's how you render your movie.